All right, I hope you can see. And here I've got here a the Rancilio Silvia coffee machine, and the heating element has failed, which is probably not uncommon because it's kind of a fairly substantial, fairly powerful element cooped up inside a brass boiler. The boiler, everything feeds from the top of the boiler to keep it full, which means I'm expecting to find a lot of sediment and sludge in the bottom, to be honest. Even though it's used and descaled regularly, there's really nothing to stir up the bottom of the boiler, and eventually the element's going to get hot spots and corrode through. Fairly easy to diagnose. I've taken these off and labelled them, but everything has push-on electrical terminals. These are the two for the element. If it's tripping your RCD in your home and lights are going out. Right, disclaimer here, don't mess around with devices with water and electricity in them. Means electricity if you don't know a bit about it, because it's a recipe for a fatal electric shock. Simple as that, really. If you are going to mess around with it, disconnect it from the mains before you do what I'm doing, otherwise you'll be at least blown over backwards, if not killed. It ain't going to take a genius to work out that this ain't going to go through that hole, so the boiler is going to have to come in half. And I think first thing I'm going to do is get it out. I've taken the back off, which is not too difficult, and there's plenty of videos on YouTube going to show you how to do that. I've taken the wires off and labelled them. There's two thermostats on here. I think that's the brew thermostat, that's the steam's thermostat. There's one on the front there which has got a reset button on it, which I guess is an overheat thermostat. There's the supply to the steam one from the top of the boiler there. Supply to the group head will go out the bottom somewhere, but I imagine there's a standpipe inside so that it draws from the top of the boiler. Basically we've got to get this boiler in half, remove the top half completely. So we're going to remove the steam one supply, this pipe here, which goes I'm guessing that's the relief valve. This pipe allows it to vent excess pressure back to the tank, and I think that's probably about it. This pipe didn't want to come out here, so I'm going to take it off down here at the pump end. I've already loosened it. Alright, there we go. I think there's it. Yeah, there is a little sealing washer in there, so keep an eye out for that. And this is the pump down at the bottom end. We'll pop this off, pop the plastic pipe off the front, undo the Allen keys, and hopefully lift off a big boiler full of disgusting sludge and schmoo. I'll be back in a minute. Right, so we've loosened these up. We'll need a second wrench on this to stop the steam one from moving. Loosen these up. And we're going to lose that pipe there. And we get one of these horrible nerdy little stupid clips here. There we go. This is awful. I'm going to wiggle that pipe off. Done. And get our Allen key out. Alright, here we go. I'm expecting water to come out of this. There's no easy way to drain it. So it's probably going to get messy. Nice brass boiler, but non-stainless, not stainless socket head screws. Gone nice and rusty. You wouldn't want to leave them in there too many years. Oh, it's going to be a mess in here, I think. However, we shall deal with it. Just beginning to wonder, it might be better to turn the whole thing upside down before I actually try and knock this boiler loose. I think that's what I'm going to do, try and contain the water that's left in it. Alright, I got it on its side, and I hope that if I knock this loose when the when the schmoo is ejected, we can keep some of it in there. Actually, that's not as bad as I thought it was. It's coming out there. That actually is not quite as terrible as what I expected. A little bit of lime scales. Relatively clean. Okay, don't need a new O-ring in there. There's some kind of goop in it. Let's do an element swap and get it back together. Alright, we are right carefuling in the vise here with a glove so we don't distort. We'll mark the sealing face. Looks like there's we're going to be touching that there. Ha! You swine. Foiled by the Italians. Let's tweak that up a little bit. I think it's time to give it a little downwards tap now. Release the element. Tappy tap tap, she doesn't like that. Aha, that's off. Now I'm going to grasp it from the inside. So if we can't pull it out, clean up the sealing face, put the new one in. Right, took a bit of brute force with the hammer and punched to get it down there, but what's the offending article? Yeah, corrosion spots. I'm guessing the water's eaten through there somewhere. But it's seen worse. With the new one, we'll get in here with some Scotch-Brite and clean up this sealing face properly. There's a gasket on there. Installation, the reverse of the removal, and I'll bring you back for the reassembly. Going to change the group head gasket and the boiler O-ring as well while I'm doing, give it a good clean out. Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Right, so quite a bit of cleaning on these sealing faces. I got the element in, I had to reach in with some pliers and Scotch-Brite and just clean up that face in the bottom there. That there, and this, there's a little bit of pitting on this surface where the O-ring seats. I'm just going to pop it on a bit of sandpaper on the surface plate. I'm going to stroke that a few times and make sure we are flat and not pitted there. I want to give it every chance of sealing there, because you take something completely apart, you might as well get it right, and you don't want to have to take it apart again with a leak. So we're just going to gently stroke this a few times on the sandpaper, see what it looks like. Right, I'm just giving that some grief on the sandpaper there. I've got to say the quality of this machine inside ain't bad, and I think we got to bear in mind, if you don't mind a manual machine, this Rancilio is so simple, and as long as you can get the parts, it's going to be pretty much infinitely repairable. So really, you're buying a machine for life when you buy one of these. Assuming they don't stop making the bits for it. I think that's pretty flat. Polished with a little bit of Scotch-Brite and will be good enough. Alright. Finish that up with some Scotch-Brite. It's looking... Oh, I can't see any more pits in it. I think that's got a chance of sealing. Also got to get in here, right into the bottom of this groove here, probably with the edge of a bit of Scotch-Brite in that. And get right round that. And we should be in with a chance of no water leaks when we get done. Okay, we're nice and clean in there. We got our new O-ring. And with the old Haynes manual theory of reassembly being the inverse of the dismemberment, we shall pop them all back together. Yeah, looks pretty hopeful. I'm going to do the screws up and put the wires back on, which I've labelled heat, reset, thermostat plain, the unmarked one, thermostat red, the brew thermostat. So we'll get it back together and test it. Right, even is better than tight here. We're not trying to bolt the world down. We just need to squash that O-ring to get a seal. So snugged up, but not crazy tight. Just a little snuggage. And we'll put our wires on, which I have labelled pretty well, because bottom line is, time you're old enough and wise enough to take things apart by yourself, you won't remember anything about how they go back together after 10 minutes. So label everything. Then we will put our pipes back on. Should be good. Right, we're ready for test, but there is an important thing with, I think, just about all of these single boiler machines, well, the manual ones anyway, that is that you need to fill the boiler with water before you let it heat. So we've got a bowl there ready. We've opened our steam on valve. We have got the steam, or the water to steam one, switched on there on this particular model. That's one way of doing it. If you don't have a steam one, you switch on your group head and put a bowl under that. So as I say, before we power up, we've got to make sure that this boiler fills up before it heats up. Otherwise there's going to be no fluid inside it to conduct the heat to the thermostat, so it won't shut off, the element will just get super hot, and it won't do itself any good at all. It may even burn right out before you even start. So pipes in the water, hopefully it will suck up this pipe and fill the boiler, and eventually it's going to come out through the other steam wand. So, ginger carefully, contact. The lights haven't gone out, that's always a good sign. And we're going to power it up. That's an even better sign, the lights have come on. Third good sign is that water is going in. You maybe can't see that, but water shot right into the pump there. And I think, yeah, fourth good sign, it's coming out here. So once we've done that, we can turn off the tap. And if the relief valve is working, yeah, it's coming back out the overflow pipe and back to the tank. So we're all sort of looking hopeful there. I think I'll just wait for the lights to go off and see if we're up to temp. Alright, the brew light has cycled a couple of times and we seem to be at brew temp. Hopefully it'll go off again in a second. Yep, and hopefully put steam on. We'll get us up to steam temp. We'll speed it up a bit here because it can get a bit boring. Steam light went out, in short, and just checked over for leaks while it's under pressure, and made steam and then cooled the boiler down. So that is looking very hopeful. Right, I guess what we need to know now is, can it make a decent coffee? Before we finally put the covers back on, we'll just test it a few times, then we give it a good clean up. Alright, sorry you can't see this bit very well, but the The steam is more powerful than it's ever been. It's working really well. So let's. I've got things camera in the way here, but let's see if we can't make a coffee.